Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my second trimester and just like my experience, the things I expected, didn't expect, were surprising to me. I'm currently sitting in the Starbucks parking lot. Today is like spring forward and it is really affecting me. Like, I am so tired today. So I went and got a coffee, and to my surprise, the person in front of me paid for me, which is just the kindest thing ever. You know, when that happens, it just like makes your day. Anyways, I'm gonna drink my coffee, hang out with you guys, and tell you a little bit about my second trimester. I loved watching videos like this when I was like newly pregnant, or like before I was even pregnant. I just like was so curious about pregnancy and like the symptoms that you would experience and all that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm paying back the YouTube world. I am currently 37 weeks pregnant. Well, I'll be 37 weeks in one day. So basically 37 weeks, which is really exciting. So my second trimester, I kind of like kept a note list on my phone of just like things to look back on and things that like I wanted to remember. First thing, I started to get my energy back. If you watched my first trimester recap, I actually had a really good first trimester. I did realize once I got out of my first trimester though, like how tired I was, because I felt my energy just instantly restored to me. That was really great in my second trimester, and I know everyone like calls it the golden time period because you feel like you're not even pregnant really. Like, I remember forgetting all the time that I was pregnant because you're not really showing that much, especially with your first pregnancy. It took me a while to show, and so like no one really can tell that you're pregnant, and if they can, it's like questionable, so they're not gonna say anything. So it was really nice to just like be in a season of just like feeling a little bit more like myself. The biggest thing for me in the second trimester was waiting to find out the gender of our baby. So that is my next thing. We waited until my 20-week appointment ultrasound to find out the gender, and we found out we were having a baby girl, which we felt from the beginning it was going to be a girl, so that was really exciting. I will say I don't regret my decision to wait and to not do the early testing. I don't know what I'll do in my next pregnancy, because my one downfall was I feel like it took me longer to connect with my baby because I just didn't know who they were until 20 weeks. And in the beginning, 20 weeks doesn't sound like that far. I don't know, it did feel kind of far to like not know who they were. And after I found out at the 20-week ultrasound that it was a girl, I feel like my bond really just like grew from there. And so I think it would be great to like know sooner, but I also wouldn't be opposed to waiting again. Definitely something to think about if you're just finding out you're pregnant and you don't know what to do. That was just my experience. However, I loved the way that we found out. Like, we just found out in the ultrasound. However, I love the way that we found out because we found out just together in the ultrasound, and like it was actually really noticeable in the ultrasound, so we were kind of like, it's a girl. But it was really fun to find out that way, and then like us experience that together, and then we went and told our friends and family. The other thing that was a little bit hard on me was just like the worry to make sure that everything was okay. And it was more so like in the weeks leading up, like probably like the 2 weeks leading up, where I started to feel just like really worried and anxious. I just wanted to know that she was okay. And I think that that was just a little bit scary, and I didn't expect to feel that way. I don't normally get like super worried about those kinds of things, and I hate that I was worried, so I hope with my next one I'm not. But that's something I definitely would like pray about next time going in. Luckily I had like family to lean on and just like encourage me and just like pray with me during that time, but I was really nervous. Andrew was like, she's gonna be fine, everything's okay, but I was like, wait, what? Like, I'm so scared to find out all these things. One thing that I did experience in my second trimester, mostly in the beginning and like it kind of tapered off towards the end was sciatic pain. I do not wish it upon anyone, and people that have gone through their pregnancies without sciatic pain, I'm like, you are so blessed and fortunate. We were traveling a lot during my second trimester, so sitting in a car or just like sitting in general would make it way worse. So I will say that working out in my second trimester was definitely the best thing that I could have done, and I think that it actually helped like get rid of my sciatic pain. When I would first of all work out, I would feel so much better after, and like my body would just feel stretched out, my legs would feel stretched out, and the pain wouldn't be as bad when I would like go to sleep at night. First, like if I hadn't worked out or had been like sitting a lot or traveling a lot, my sciatic pain would be way worse. In my third trimester, I have experienced it a little bit, but not nearly as much. Like maybe every few weeks I'll have like one day where I'm like having sciatic pain, which I'm super thankful for. So if you're struggling with sciatic pain, definitely try working out, stretching. You can watch videos on YouTube. I did bar workouts, or I've done bar workouts through my whole pregnancy, and that was what really helped mine. One thing I didn't expect was how hard it would be to get out of bed even when you weren't like that noticeably pregnant. I always thought when women said like, oh, it's so hard to get out of bed, or it like hurts to get out of bed, I thought like, oh, it's because like your big belly's in the way, like that would be like, that makes sense. But like before I even really had like a belly, it was so hard to get out of bed in the middle of the night. Like I don't know why, but it is the hardest thing ever. And so I think I didn't expect that so soon in pregnancy, that like my body would just start to feel so different and not as like quick on my feet. I think one of the most exciting things in the second trimester is when you start to feel your baby kick. I was so excited when I started to feel her kick. It depends on your pregnancy, I guess, on like when you start to feel kicks. I started to feel kicks really between like 18 to 22 weeks. 18 weeks was like probably when I felt the first one, but then like 22 weeks was probably when I like consistently felt them and knew that it was the baby and like wasn't something else. Everyone said flutters. I did not really feel flutters. I just felt kicks. Like it's exactly what you would expect, just like there's a little alien inside of you and it's just moving around kicking. So mine would just feel like a little punch, or like something that would just like kind of make me jolt a little bit. When people said flutters, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I did not experience flutters, and what does that even mean? I don't know. But once you start feeling your baby, it becomes so much more real and like so exciting, and kind of like what I said, once I found out the gender, feeling them move is similar. You just start to feel so connected to them. So one thing I was really nervous for was the glucose test. I feel like people made it seem like so horrible, but it actually was not that bad at all. If you have your glucose test coming up, like it really is not bad. The only thing I didn't expect was that they time you when you drink the drink. So you do have to drink it within like, I think within like 2 minutes or something, or it might be 1 minute, I can't remember. So that's the only thing, like with the drink, obviously it's super sugary and you have to drink it fast. So I could see how like some people are like, oh, it's horrible, but really it wasn't bad for me. And I did the orange flavor, I think. Another thing that I experienced in my second trimester was that my cravings went away. I feel like my eating was just normal and I wasn't like more hungry or less hungry. The last thing that I started to experience in my second trimester was a little bit of an unpleasant one, and that was swelling. I was really worried about swelling in my pregnancy because everyone in my family swells really bad, and so I was kind of like, okay, I'm probably gonna get really swollen. Fortunately, I haven't gotten like too swollen. I can definitely tell like now in my face and in my hands and feet, but like it hasn't been as bad as I expected, so I'm super thankful for that. But I did start to experience on and off swelling in my hands and feet in my second trimester. I could still wear my wedding ring at that point and everything, but if I had been like sitting for a long period of time, which I was doing because we were traveling, it would make my swelling worse. Or if I had been doing a lot that day. I think I talked about this in my first trimester video, but something that has really helped me with that is taking magnesium every night. I feel like it's really just helped to like regulate everything in my body, and I noticed a significant difference on the times when I would run out of my magnesium. So if you're experiencing on and off swelling, try magnesium. It really helped me, and it's also just like good for you in general. Obviously ask your doctor. I did tell my doctor that I was taking magnesium. So I think that is basically everything that I experienced in my second trimester. Honestly, it was pretty uneventful, but I'm not complaining about that. If you're in it, congratulations. That's so exciting, and just continue to enjoy it. Pregnancy is such a miracle, and I know it's hard to like watch your body change and to just like not fully feel like yourself, but it's all a part of a season, and once you get towards the end, like you just start to get so excited because all the hard work that your body has put in, all the hard work that you've put in, like there will be a reward for it, and that is just the best thing ever. So I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I will let you guys know because I know that it's coming. And yeah, I just pray that you guys have beautiful babies and beautiful pregnancies, and just enjoy the rest of this season because it is so exciting. Let me know if you had any of the same symptoms or if you had different symptoms. Share them in the comments, because when you're going through this for the first time, it's so easy to feel alone and like, is this normal? And the amount of times I had to like text my family or friends and ask is a lot. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, drinking my coffee, and watching this video. I will see y'all in my next video.